What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Got some big news for you guys here in this video. The White House has some really big news about the funding for Ukraine. I'll give you the details of it here in this video. Also, funding for Israel and what the American people think about funding for Israel, Ukraine, and also for Taiwan if China invades that. I'll give you the details of that. Also, what is going on with the stock market? It just did something it hasn't done in a long time, as well as what is going on in the real estate market and with home prices and interest rates. Give you the details of that and a lot more in this video. So let's jump right in. Thank you so much for liking these videos. It helps support our channel and it's completely free to do so. It just tells the YouTube algorithm that you like our videos. Thank you so much. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any new videos. Let's jump right in. Okay, after we now have 3 commercial ships hit by missiles in the Houthi attack in the Red Sea. That's right, 3 commercial ships hit by missiles in Houthi attacks in the Red Sea. U.S. warships down 3 drones. Things are looking bleak. Yeah, we now have confirmation that ballistic missiles fired by the Houthi rebels actually struck 3 commercial ships in the Red Sea. So you can see here how this is now becoming more and more of a problem. While the U.S. warships shot down 3 drones in self-defense in an hour-long assault. And all of this is backed by Iran. The Houthis claimed 2 of the attack. And remember that Iran is backed by Russia, Vladimir Putin, who is backed by China, who is backed, well, and Russia is also an ally of North Korea. Put that all together, and we have a serious problem. And now even the Democrats are saying what is going on as I'll show you a clip here in a moment, as the U.S. has been attacked 75 plus times in the Middle East. And this is just becoming too much. Take a listen here.
Good to get your analysis here. I want you to listen to something from the Reagan Defense Forum over the weekend. We were out in California. This is part of the last panel of the program. Leon Panetta served Bill Clinton, served Barack Obama. He's a Democrat. Here was his answer on the response to Iran.
We have to go in and hit those that are responsible for doing it. So I would be much more aggressive about going after those that attack our U.S. forces.
Do you think to date that our response has been too soft?
I think it's been a little bit too selective. I mean, we hit some ammo dumps, we hit some other targets. I want to go after those who are firing missiles at our troops and make sure they understand that when they fire a missile, they're going to die.
General, soft or selective, or take your pick?
Yeah, well, I know Secretary Panetta well. I was on his policy board while he was Secretary of Defense. Look, we got to really relook the strategy dealing with Iran in the Middle East. Our policy of attempting to placate them and appease them with hostage payments, sanction relief money, reducing the Trump sanctions, and just recently, since October the 7th, we let the embargo for ballistic missile development, curbing Iran's behavior in that, expire. This is the appeasement strategy. It's failed. The reality is we're not deterring Iran. And look at Europe. We didn't deter Putin in Europe. President Xi in the last 2 years has upped his aggression against the United States, military assets, upped his aggression against Taiwan in the airspace violation, upped his aggression against our allies and partners in their maritime and fishing rights. There is a pattern here. These are our 3 major adversaries, China, Russia, and Iran, and they're all increasing their aggression. Why? They believe we're vulnerable. They think our leadership is weak, and we've lost the ability to deter. With Iran and what has taken place in the region, look at, they're increasing their level of aggression with their proxies, Iran, Syria proxies. Hezbollah certainly gradually increasing, but not the all-out missile attack, fortunately. And certainly now with the Houthis, we have got to respond. And I think CENTCOM made a statement this morning which was pretty revealing. They said these attacks are enabled by Iran. First time they've ever made a public statement like that. I think they're flagging the administration a little bit here. We need to respond and make sure Iran understands that we're not going to put up with this kind of increased escalation to try to disrupt commercial traffic through the Persian Gulf, which is the objective here. The other objective is to push us out of the region.
When is enough enough? We literally the Middle East is a war zone here. The United States is being attacked daily. The warships are now being shot at. The U.S. military bases are being shot at. We have the war against Israel, who was attacked blatantly with over 2,000 missiles just on day one. They're still being attacked at. Hamas said that they're going to continue to attack Israel over and over and over again. When is enough enough? Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Meanwhile, the White House warns it will run out of money for Ukraine unless Congress acts by the end of the year. 67% of Americans support funding for Ukraine. 59% of Americans support funding for Israel. And 56% of Americans support funding for Taiwan. I honestly think more Americans would support funding for Israel if there weren't a lot of propaganda that has brainwashed people thinking that Israel is the bad guy when they were attacked first. And there's been a lot of propaganda against Israel for attacking Palestine. And unfortunately, Russia has been very good at helping Hamas turn that around against Israel. You guys can let me know your thoughts on that. So, White House says that Ukraine will run out of funding by the end of the year. Congress is currently trying to pass funding for Ukraine and Israel to get them some funding. Israel hasn't really gotten much or any funding, really, from the United States at all. Also, here, in the past 24 hours, a former U.S. ambassador was arrested, accused of secretly serving as an agent to Cuba as a spy. Remember that Cuba and Russia have very close ties. Let me know your thoughts on that. The S&P 500, the stock market, has had one of the best November gains in a century. The S&P 500, basically the top 500 companies in the United States, all blended into one index, is now at a year-to-date high. And so a year-to-date high and almost at an all-time high, or is at an all-time high. Yes, it is at an all-time high for the stock market. 4569. Yeah, it looks like it is about at an all-time high for the S&P 500. You can see it right here. So good news for people that have money in the stock market, 401ks, IRAs, and have just held on. Again, you can see your money over time in the stock market grows over time. If we look at the Dow Jones here, which is another stock market index that people are used to, 30 years ago was at around 3,200, the index. Now it's at 36,000. So again, just holding on, money in your 401k, IRA, investment accounts, just grows over time despite the COVID drops, the wars, and everything grows over time. Let me know your thoughts on that. Also, a lot of this is because people think that the interest rate hikes are coming to an end. And when interest rate hikes come to an end, that means that they will be coming down. A lot of people think that interest rate will come down in 2024. When interest rate starts to come down, bonds will actually go up, and actually the real estate market will actually do some pretty interesting things. Home values are actually still pretty high, in some cases still near their all-time highs. I personally think, and I've been watching a lot of real estate experts, that when the mortgage rates come down, the interest rates start to come down, that home values will actually go up because people will be able to get mortgages and refinance. First of all, there will be a real finance frenzy, okay, because people are going to want to refinance. People that um, maybe have bought recently and have higher interest rates are going to want to refinance. And also people that have been looking to buy here over the last 1 to 2 years or so are going to want to buy. And that is going to make a red hot buyer's market. It's also going to make people that have been wanting to sell more willing to sell. And that's going to drive prices up. And that's going to make the whole buyer's bidding wars start to come back out. This is going to make property values probably go up. We'll have to see what happens with the supply and demand thing, because that's a very fickle thing. That could go either way. But for homeowners, if your values go up, that's a good thing as well. If you're looking to get into the market, well, that could go either way. The interest rates will go down. That's a good thing. But if the values go up and you're looking to get in, well, that could go either way as well. Stock market going up is a good thing for anybody that has a 401k, IRA, money in the market. If you're not in the market, well, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, I've always said time in the market is better than timing the market. You just gotta put your money in, let it grow. Of course, this is your longer term money. Of course, you need money to pay your bills and stuff like that. That's your first bucket of money. That's not really your investment money. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. But if you're looking to get into the market, just get in. There's no better time than now. It is what it is. Of course, you can't just always sell when the market goes down. You can't panic at any given dip. That's just not how the stock market works. Okay, just gotta let it ride. Kind of say it's just stock market is a longer term investment, right? If you look at those charts, they're bumpy and they grow over time. 401ks, IRAs, investment accounts, those are money. Those are longer term investments. Just kind of think about it as real estate as well. They're longer term investments. They're not. You don't panic every time you see a little dip along the way. Just let it grow over time. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments, but maybe we're going to start to see interest rates come down. When interest rates come down, credit card interest rates will come down, albeit slowly. But we'll see, because honestly, we could have multiple interest rate drops here in 2024. So thank you for liking and sharing these videos. Make sure to subscribe down below. I'll keep you up to date. It's completely free to subscribe. New videos come out here every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click here to see the new mystery pneumonia outbreak that's now here in the US, or click here to watch my newest video next. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.